Hello, everybody, and welcome to Mariel Talks Pop. Today's episode is dedicated to Mandy Moore's music career. I know that she's now a very successful actress, but let's not forget that she began her music career back in the 90s. Today, I will be giving you some reviews and thoughts about her music, but before I do so, let's go back to where everything started for her. Mandy Moore became Epic Records' newest recording artist. She was only 15 years old when her debut single Candy was released on August 17, 1999. It debuted at number 88 on the Billboard Hot 100, before peaking at 41. In other countries like Australia or the UK, Candy entered the top 10 and received platinum certifications. Her debut album, So Real, was released on December 7, 1999. Almost a year after Britney Spears' debut album Baby One More Time. Unfortunately for her, music critics couldn't stop comparing Mandy's songs to Britney and Christina's and even called her music mediocre, and said that she was going to disappear from the spotlight very soon. However, the album managed to receive a platinum certification and sold over 1 million copies.
But you don't mind being a group with them? It's an honor.
It is. Hey, they're so successful. They've sold millions of records. They're, idolized by lots of people all over the world.
A lot of young guys. And have you been a fan of Britney since you were like a little kid?
Well, no, because when I was signed and I was just starting to record and stuff, she was just starting to blow up. So there was no precedent set by somebody already. So I was just kind of doing my own thing, and then all these other people started coming out.
Yeah.
The album's second single, Walk Me Home, failed to enter the Hot 100, but it peaked at number 38 on the Billboard Pop Songs chart. The third and final single, So Real, was only released in certain territories like Japan, Australia, and New Zealand. The song became Mandy's second top 40 hit, peaking at number 21 in Australia. Mandy began touring with NSYNC and the Backstreet Boys as an opening act, and before the promotion of So Real had even ended, she began working on her second studio album, I Wanna Be With You, which was released on July 9 of 2000. The album had the lead title single, which peaked at number 24 on the Hot 100, and other songs from her debut album. I Wanna Be With You was released as her debut album in a number of countries and became a commercial success, peaking at number 21 on the Billboard 200 and selling over 500,000 copies. Her self-titled third studio album, Mandy Moore, was released on June 19, 2001. It debuted and peaked at number 35 on the Billboard 200 and received a gold certification for selling over 1,500,000 copies. The album was moving a bit from the bubblegum pop sound we could hear on her debut album. The first single, In My Pocket, had some Indian-influenced Euro disco and had showed us a more mature and sassier Mandy. In My Pocket failed to enter the Hot 100, but did better in Australia where it peaked at number 11. The second single, Crush, only made it to number 35 on the Pop Songs chart and climbed to number 25 in Australia. At the same time Mandy was promoting her album, she also decided to venture into acting. She had her first role on Disney's The Princess Diaries along Anne Hathaway, and later had her big break when she starred in A Walk to Remember, where she played Jamie Sullivan with Shane West and Peter Coyote. For this movie, Mandy released Cry, the third and final single from her self-titled album, to help promote the film. In 2003, she released her fourth studio album called Coverage, a cover album that had covers from the 70s and 80s. The album debuted at number 14 on the Billboard 200, becoming her highest debut on the chart, but also her lowest selling and her first not to be certified. The two singles spawned from this album, Have a Little Faith in Me and Senses Working Overtime, failed to enter any charts, and Mandy would end her contract with Epic Records. She and the label released her greatest hits album, The Best of Mandy Moore, that had no new songs on November 16 of 2004 to end her contract, which would mark a 3-year music hiatus. It wasn't until 2007 that Mandy decided to release her fifth studio album called Wild Hope, which debuted at number 30 on the Billboard 200. The album received mixed to positive reviews from critics. Billboard said that Wild Hope is the gratifying sound of a singer finally finding her comfort zone. Wild Hope spawned the singles Extraordinary and All Good Things. In March of 2009, Mandy released a new song called I Could Break Your Heart Any Day of the Week, but failed to have any success on any charts. A few months later, Her sixth studio album, Amanda League, was released, which debuted at number 25 on the Billboard 200 and received positive reviews from music critics. For 10 years, Mandy decided to focus on her acting career. It was in 2019 that she released new music, and so her seventh studio album, Silver Landings, was recorded. The album's first single, When I Wasn't Watching, peaked at number 24 on the Alternative Digital Songs chart and had an accompanying music video. The other singles from the album were I'd Rather Lose, Save a Little for Yourself, and 15. Silver Landings peaked at number 134 on the Billboard 200. Mandy announced several dates for her upcoming tour that would take place in all the US, but due to the pandemic of COVID-19, it had to be cancelled. Okay, so now that we just finished going back a little bit on Mandy's music career, I have here with me her discography. I have all of her albums except for Silver Landings. I haven't been actually able to find it here in Mexico, but we'll look for it online. So meanwhile, I will talk to you about these ones I have right here. And beginning with So Real, I just love this album along with the I Wanna Be With You, because this is the one that made it to Mexico first. This was released as her debut album here. So this is the one my mom bought for me like 21 years ago. I was like crazy about it. And I was like, buy it for my mom, buy it. And she was like, okay. So she bought it. And years later, I got this when I went to Vegas, I believe. I bought it in one of those record stores. And well, all I can say is that these albums are fantastic. When I first saw Mandy, I gotta be honest that I was like, she's just one of those Britney copies, because I was a huge Britney fan back in the day. And when I saw her video Candy playing on MTV, I was like, who's this? Why is she copying Britney? But then as the video was playing over, I was like, no, she doesn't look like Britney. I mean, she has her own style and stuff. I mean, she's also blonde and sings pop, but it's not like she's copying Britney. And because Britney and Christina were like at the top back then, Jessica and Mandy were like the copies. But now, from a different point of view, now that I'm older, I'm like, no way. I mean, each one of them had like their own style. And that's why I love Mandy, because she was like so sweet. She was the youngest of the four, and I just fell in love with her music. I found it like so related, because when it came out, I was like 11, 12 years old, and I was leaving my childhood to become a preteen, so I felt really connected to the songs of this album especially. And I was like, yes, I want to find a love like that in the future, having all like sweet and stuff. And she was like, I don't know, like the sweetest one of all. So that's why I felt like really related. These two albums were really well oriented for teens. So I really loved them both. And the singles chosen were great. I mean, Candy is one of the catchiest songs. Walk Me Home is definitely one of the sweetest and like super pop and amazing song. And So Real has this 80s vibe. I don't know, I like it. And then came I Wanna Be With You, which is also a great ballad. And the rest of the songs from these albums are really good. I mean, I would have released What You Want. Probably, yeah, I like Not Too Young, or Quit Breaking My Heart, Want You Back. I mean, all these songs have like a very special meaning for me, and I'm really sure that all of you pop music lovers love them too. So I don't know what you guys think, but these are really cool pop jams full of bops that deserve better than they did. But well, if you love pop music as I do, then you get to appreciate them like I do. So moving on, we have her third studio album, Mandy Moore. This one also brings like one of the finest memories for me, because it came out in 2001, and when my parents bought it for me, we were just going to Europe for one of these 20-day trips, and I was taking music with me because I can never leave my house without music, even back in the day. And well, anyway, I took this album with me, and I have such great memories because every time I play it, it's like I go back to when we went to Europe, and I don't know, it's like brings back the greatest of memories. And this album, what I love the most is that Mandy was leaving a little bit that bubblegum pop vibe to become, to stay in the pop area, but going a little bit more sassier. I mean, she was not just talking like on her previous records about just sweet and young love and everything is beautiful and pink and, you know, like all this very young girl stuff. This album has more mature lyrics. I mean, she's not just talking about being in love, she's also talking about one-sided loves, that she's giving a lot and not receiving the same. Or, I'm not a yo-yo, I'm not a thing you let go. I mean, she's like, okay, yeah, I can be in love, but I can also be heartbroken. So that's why I love this album so much, because it's a little more mature, and she released it when she was like 17, so it was like more appropriate to her age. So yeah, I love this one. And now, thinking back, I remember Mandy saying in one of those radio interviews that she was ashamed of her first records, and I don't know why would she say that, because I mean, I felt a little disappointed when she said that, because I mean, we grew up with Mandy Moore, with this music, with this sweet music that has a lot of meaning for all of us. And she's saying that she was ashamed made me feel bad, because I mean, you were 15 years old when you recorded the songs. I mean, you were talking about teenage stuff. Why would you be ashamed of that? And people got to know you thanks to these songs. Don't be ashamed of them. I mean, be proud, because you got to reach a new audience and stuff with these productions, and people love them. I mean, I still love them. I still play them. I'm 32 years old and I still play these albums. So she shouldn't feel like ashamed. She should be proud of this, because she did a great job. I mean, she was a bubblegum pop artist, yeah, but who cares? I mean, she was making us happy. So I hope she thinks about it again. And now that she goes back on tour sometime, she performs one of these songs, because it will make us fans very, very happy. But anyway, now moving to coverage. Let's be honest, I mean, I like this album, I won't say no, but I don't think that releasing a covers album was like the best decision for Mandy. If she was trying to move from that bubblegum pop sound, she should have released more, new material, original material, not just covers, and focus on a more adult, contemporary style, kind of like what Leanne Rimes did on Twisted Angel or Jennifer Page's first album. More like reaching a much older audience. So I don't know what you guys think, but I really do like this album, and but I don't think it was like the greatest choice. There's still great songs in here, like Can We Still Be Friends? It's an amazing song. I would have released that one instead of Have a Little Faith in Me, because I found that one a little bit boring. But Can We Still Be Friends? Moonshadow is amazing, One Way or Another, and I also love Breaking Us in Two. It's amazing. So I would have released those, but well, that's my opinion. Anyway, moving on, we have her greatest hits. I gotta be honest, I just bought this for the videos because there has no new material. I mean, it has Only Hope, which was performed by Mandy on A Walk to Remember, and has Top of the World and Secret Love, which were also part of movie soundtracks. I think Stuart Little and Mona Lisa's Smile. I'm not really sure, but well, anyway, it has no new material. I think the worth of, what it was worthy about is the DVD, because it has no new material. But anyway, and she wanted to end her contract with Epic Records, so I think it was like a good way out. Anyway, now, Wild Hope. I gotta say, I love this album. I remember when it first came out, I was like, whoa, I mean, this is a very different Mandy. She's moving out of her comfort zone, like Billboard said, and she's going more like folk and a little country. I don't know. I find this album completely amazing. It has great songs, except for the lead single Extraordinary, which I don't like. I personally don't like it. But there are great songs like Can You Just Adore Her? Nothing That You Are. It's amazing. Slumming in Paradise. I would have released those as singles. This album has a lot of bops, and it would have been a huge commercial hit if, if it was promoted better. But anyway, I don't think Mandy has this intention of becoming like super famous with her music. She just wants to release music and that's it. She doesn't care about the charts or whatever. But this album deserved better. And if you guys haven't listened to this, please do, because this is a big gem. And finally, I have here my Amanda Lee. I bought this in Las Vegas, also in the same record store I'm talking about. It's called Sia Records, in case you have never heard of it. Go to Sia Records. They have a lot of sales over there in cities, and you can find a lot of pop too. So I found this one there. And Amanda Lee, God, I love this album too. I mean, it has, I don't know, something special. All songs sound like very folk, but they also have this pop vibe. I love I Could Break Your Heart Any Day of the Week. It's like the pop, it's like the biggest pop song in this album. But also I love Pocket Philosopher. It's amazing. What a great song that is. Song about home. The Merrimack River, sorry, and Love to Love Me Back. I love those songs. I mean, these two albums were showing us a very different Mandy. That she was not just pop, she was moving a little bit from what we knew that she was doing in the beginning, which is great. I mean, you have to evolve and not just stay in the same area. And she did great, because she's not, she's still with that pop sound, but mixing it with other genres. So I think it's great. And when it comes to Silver Landings, I don't have it physically, but I have obviously listened to it on Spotify. And I love it. I think she did a great job. And 10 years after Amanda Lee was released, I mean, we had to wait a lot to see Mandy coming back to the music business. And I think Silver Landings is a great album too. I mean, she's, like I said, not interested in the charts or the sales or whatever. She just wants to share her music, and that's okay. And now the music from Silver Landings sounds more mature too. So that's great for Mandy Moore, that it's now 30 years old. I don't know. I think it's a great production. But my favorite, I have to say, it's the Mandy Moore album. Yes, this one. This one is definitely my favorite, followed by these two, I Wanna Be With You and So Real, because I grew up with this, and I just love them. They bring me back to my childhood, my preteen years, and they're, I don't know, part of me. And then moving on, I'd like to say that Wild Hope, it's a great album, followed by Amanda Lee, and then Coverage and The Greatest Hits. But all of them have like something special. Each one has something special, and I hope that Mandy gets to release more and more music in the upcoming years, that she doesn't have to wait like 10 more years to release a new album. Nowadays it's easier with these digital platforms, and you don't necessarily need to be in a big record label to release your albums. I mean, now there are a lot of independent record labels that would love to have her, and well, let's just hope the best for her. So I hope you guys like this video. Please leave me your comments in the section below. Tell me your favorite Mandy songs, your favorite albums, your thoughts on her music. And well, I will be seeing you next time with more pop content. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe, give it your thumbs up, share it with your friends, and I'll be seeing you. Bye!